Oh, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I am filling out my debt tracker because I just paid off my car. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Jess and I share budget stuff and baby stuff and mom stuff and all kinds of stuff on my channel. So if you want to stick around, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and then you can check me out on Instagram. I post daily there. Most of the time, like on my stories, and then you can like see my cute kids and stuff. So check me out there. I would really appreciate it. So today's video is exciting, and we've been waiting and waiting. And if you've been on my channel for a few months now, you know that I've been waiting and waiting till I was comfortable enough to put this money where it needs to go. So I've been accumulating our debt snowball in our emergency account. Because of COVID and all that's going on, we weren't totally comfortable going ahead and paying off the car. But we're at the point where we're ready to just go ahead and pay the car off. So that is what we're going to do today. Back in, I want to say December, January time, right when we kind of like started this whole like debt thing, or like kind of restarted it, I guess. My old car that I had for 10 years just kind of pooped out, and it just wasn't worth fixing anymore. The amount that it was going to cost to fix it was more than what the car was worth. We needed to get a new vehicle, plus I had a new baby coming, so we needed something reliable, and we got this Trailblazer. So later on today, I'll find out exactly how much I owe. I have like a rough estimate of what I owe, but just with the interest that's accrued over the last month and stuff, I want to make sure that whenever I write the check for the exact amount so that it is paid off and donezo. So it's been about 6 months or so, and we could have paid the car off a couple months ago, but like I said, with the COVID situation, we just wanted to hold on to that money for a little while. And yeah, so when I get that number, I will also like remind you all what the Trailblazer cost and all of that, so that you can kind of just see like timeline, how much the vehicle cost and how quickly we were able to pay it off. But just by announcing that we're paying off the Trailblazer, that's just kind of a short, boring video. So I thought I'd take you along with me throughout my day and give you a few little tips if you're just starting your debt-free journey, like trying to become debt-free. Simple things that like I try to think about. I will tell you, I am not perfect. We go out to eat, we get ice cream when we shouldn't get ice cream. Like, there are things that we do that are not necessarily helping our financial journey, but you're not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect, and I know that. And the thing is if you expect yourself to be perfect and then you go off the rail, then you might stay off the rail forever. So it's just like when it comes to eating, like your diet. If you're eating really, really great and then you eat a cookie and you just say, oh, I just ruined it. I'm just going to eat 15 cookies now because I just ruined my diet. That it's kind of similar with budgeting. If you're budgeting and then you go off budget once or even twice or even 3 times, that's not something that should just be like, nah, I'm not going to budget anymore because I can't stay on my budget. You're not always going to stick exactly to your budget, but at least by budgeting, you are allocating your money to go somewhere, and then when you're reevaluating your budget in the middle of the month or the end of the month and being like, wow, I spent way too much in this category, then for the next month, you can make a change. So this leads me straight into the first tip, which is don't expect yourself to be perfect and give yourself grace. Like I said, I kind of already explained it. Don't expect perfection right off the bat. It's going to be a learning curve, especially in the first, I would say first 3 to 6 months, maybe even a year, to figure out exactly how much, you're spending in certain categories. So don't expect yourself to be perfect. All right, we just got home, but my second tip for you on your debt-free journey is to keep it simple. So, there's all kinds of things out there when it comes to budgeting and like resources to help you budget. For some people, something very specific with a lot of steps and all that works for them. But a lot of times when you've just started your debt-free journey, or your journey to become debt-free, whatever you want to call it, it's a little bit overwhelming. So in the beginning, just keep it simple. Keep your budget, have maybe more general categories to start out until you can start getting a little bit more specific. If the whole cash envelope situation overwhelms you a little bit, because honestly, it still kind of overwhelms me, like thinking about going back to that, then do debit spending and track it on, little note cards of all your spending for each category and that sort of thing. Make it something that is simple enough for you that you're going to stick to it. Actually, just sitting down to almost close out my July budget. We have like 4 or 5 days left in July. And wait, it's June. We have like 4 or 5 days left in June. So I'm going to go through and just like figure out everything we've spent up till now and just kind of figure out what that debt snowball is going to be this month, which will actually be going to something new, something different than the Trailblazer, which is crazy. So my next tip is to not overdo it. Now, when I say not to overdo it, I mean, when I first started budgeting, I found myself looking at the budget book every single day, and it was almost like it made the days go by so slow. Now, it might work for you to do it like once a week or something. I think that if you need to do it more frequently, great. But for me, I like to check in with myself, like mentally, and just kind of look like, what are we doing here? And then the middle of the month, I do a mid-month check-in. And then I do it again at the end of the month. So it's only 2 times that I'm really actually sitting down and going through the numbers. Other than that, it's just like let me just double check the bank account to see if for some reason I had something random come out, or if it looks like I was overspending or something like that. Don't overdo it. I think that's the 3rd tip. Okay, I'm sitting down taking a little break from my budget. I just have gone through all my June numbers, and I'm getting ready to go ahead and like figure out my July numbers. A few things have changed for July, just like payment wise, because we are adding in all the expenses for the labor and delivery and the baby and all that. So I'm gonna have to change things up on my spreadsheet. And yeah, so my 4th tip for you, and this is something I have to constantly remind myself of, is reevaluate every month. What I mean by this is sometimes as life goes on, things change and your spending habits change. Always reevaluate if you're now spending more money on groceries and less money on fun. Your budget needs to reflect that. I don't know if there's a good way to explain this, but what I'm saying is if there's like 2 months in a row where you go over on a specific part of your budget, you probably need to budget a little more in that category. I'm telling myself this right now because we've had 2 or 3 months now that I've gone over in certain categories, and clearly I either need to reel it in and get things figured out, or I need to change the budget category, because I'm not making the budget just to go over it every single month. I need to make the number something that I should be sticking to pretty closely and not consistently going over every month. The baby's crying, so I need to go check him out, and I'll be back with you soon for the final tip. There are tons of tips I could keep giving you, but the last tip I'm going to give you today is to work on your food budget. This means any food that you buy at the store, out to eat, anything. For me personally, and the feedback I've gotten from people in this community, is that a lot of the time we are overspending on our food, and I still feel like I'm overspending on food. And it's something that if you really pay attention to it, and if you take some time to like go through all the food that you have to see what you have and just make a better plan for what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat it, and that sort of thing, then you can save on your food budget. So that's the first place that I would try to cut back on, besides like unnecessary expenses, just random things, subscriptions that you don't use and stuff like that. Check your food budget. Make a list so that you know what you're gonna get. If you need some motivation or like somebody to kind of help you through the process, go and watch Jordan Page. She's all over YouTube. She's got like 8 kids now, I think. She is a budget queen when it comes to her food budget. It seems like she has 8 kids, and her budget is like lower than mine. It's crazy. So yeah, go check out Jordan Page, because she's got a lot of good just ideas around budgeting for food. I hope you like those 5 tips. Clearly, like I said, there are a ton of other tips. As promised, I told you that I would let you know how much the total was for the Trailblazer and what we paid it down to, and then what the final payment on it was. And I'm so excited, seriously so excited, because now we can start putting our money towards the other debts, and it's just like really cool to have one thing paid off. Really super cool. So the total for the Trailblazer back in whatever, January, was $5,796.68, and we paid it down from then until now to $3,726, and I just wrote a check for $3,726, and the Trailblazer is paid off, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy. So happy. I hope you liked this video. If you've watched to this point, comment down below to tell me what your big wins were for this month. Whether it was that you stick to your budget, you saved a certain amount of money, you put a certain amount of money towards your debts. Let me know down below so we can all celebrate with you. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram. Like I said, I post there a little more like frequently / like I'm on stories daily. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. My next video should be up on Tuesday. I do have a new upload schedule that I will share with you in that video, so stay tuned and we will see you then. So just to share with you, I do sell these templates for, what is it, 99 cents on my Etsy page. It's linked down below. I just have debt trackers and savings trackers. If you don't want to make your own, you can go buy it for 99 cents and you can print as many as you want.